everyone, welcome to REA's Real Talk. In this edition, we are going to talk about the grad experience in REA. And I'm Sayanti, I'm a senior DL with REA. I've been here around 2 years now. And I have Shria with me. Shria, do you want to give a quick intro?
Yeah, cool. I'm Shria. I just graduated from the grad program at REA, and I am now an associate developer in Listings X-Wing. And I did my previous rotations in CIA and Sayanti's squad Rent Alchemist.
Cool. So we'll just jump right into it. So now that you've graduated, Shria, I know it feels good, but can you look back in the 5 months that you've spent with Rent, the Rent Tribe and Rent Alchemist, and talk about your learnings? How was your experience? How was everything?
Yeah, it's pretty cool because the REA grad program, I guess for someone that likes to explore their options like me, it was kind of cool that I got to explore two very different things in both my rotations. My first rotation, I did data, and then I did a complete 180 and did full stack in Rent. And it was a great experience, not objectively speaking. I had a lot of support when I was doing my full stack rotation, and that was a huge learning curve. And people were very supportive about that and helped me out a lot. I think what's unique about Rent was that I got to work with an offshore team in Xi'an, and sort of learning how to work with the time difference and just learning their own ways of working, which is slightly different from ours. And yeah, it was really cool just to chat with them and get to know them as people and learn about their country and their culture. I think that's a unique experience that not a lot of teams in REA have. So that was really good. And I also enjoyed the huge amount of emphasis that Rent plays, and I think partly because of Sayanti, about getting to know your co-workers as people rather than just colleagues. So I enjoyed our coffee catch-ups and the social times and all the games that we had, because you spend a majority of your time sort of working with these people, more than you spend time talking to your family and your best friends. So it's kind of cool to get to know them as people and become friends with them. So those were some of my highlights in Rent. But I want to ask you, Sayanti, what was your sort of, I guess, prompt for having a grad, or what do you like about having a grad on the squad?
Yep. So thanks for all those compliments. It's good to know that you had a good time, not just working, but also in the fun aspect. I love having grads in my team. I've had 4 so far, I think, and you were so integrated with the squad. So thanks for doing that. I love having grads because it sort of infuses a new energy into the team, though it's for 5 months, but still worth it. And grads are the most networked individual across the company. They know everything about every team, what's going on. So there's a lot of tea there, a lot of gossip, which we can know from you later on. So I've experienced that. So I hope you keep me in the loop about that. The other part, which is more serious here, is that having a grad or a springboarder gives our developers a chance to teach people. So especially for people who are newly minted devs or associate devs, they get that mentorship experience, which is quite important in the scheme of things when you want to grow in roles. So yeah, I mean, in all ways, having a grad has been an amazing experience for us. We have also inducted one of the grads as an associate, who you know very well. So yeah, it is, I love having grads. I've said that before, and I'll retain that. And hopefully we'll get more and more grads in our team in the coming months.
Yeah. You have UG anyway now. He's a new grad.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You keep taking us in. Now we'll move on to a fun segment of the Real Talks, which is this or that. So I'll ask you, this or that, free food in the office or Thursday night socials?
I think Thursday night socials, because free food is gone very quickly. So the moment it's sort of posted on the channel, it's gone. So I never sort of compete for it. So definitely the socials. What about you?
I prefer the socials as well, because same, unless you're fully focused and you're constantly staring at the Slack channel, the free food is gone within 10 seconds. So I don't really get to enjoy it as much as I would like. Whereas the socials are always there. It's a great way to meet colleagues and interact with them and be friends with them, as opposed to competing with them for the free food. So that's definitely my pick as well. Yeah.
The next one is so apt in the current scenario of ways of working and stuff like that we are doing, hybrid. So do you like meetings in person? Or do you like meetings on Zoom?
I prefer, for work stuff, I prefer meetings on Zoom, because yeah, sometimes when you're in the office and you've got back-to-back meetings, work meetings, you can sort of, I guess you get a bit more drained, sort of being present and sort of, sitting properly and all of that. So I kind of prefer sometimes, doing work meetings on Zoom, because you can kind of, sometimes turn your camera off if it's getting too much. I do prefer social events in the office because I think it's a great way to like meet coworkers and like have that natural conversation with them and not have like 10 people staring at you when you say one sentence. What about you?
I do prefer meetings in person if I have all the logistics sorted, because it gives more interaction, ability to interact more, and ability to get those cues, the body language and etc., which you don't get on Zoom. You do, but then people can switch off videos, and it's easier to pretend on Zoom than in person. So yeah, definitely in person. Given that we have the room sorted, everything is there, everybody's there. So, and we have food sometimes in the meetings, which you don't get on Zoom.
Yeah.
So that works. Last question before we end this segment. It was a very fun segment. It is about food again, so or coffee, which we can't end the segment in Melbourne without coffee discussion. So 7 grams coffee or coffee in the hub?
So I have 7 grams coffee more often than I would like to admit because it's awesome. But I would say coffee in the hub just because you're helping the economy and the money goes to a good cause. Coffee in the, like they do donate whatever, I guess, money that they get to like a good cause every month. So I don't feel as bad about indulging in coffee that, but yeah, how about you?
Yeah, I think the same. Also, coffee in the hub is in the office. So it's easier to sort of run. And sometimes I do coffee meetings in the hub itself. So you don't need to like go outside and like, get that time out. You can do it within your day and you can catch up with people in the hub, which is really beautiful now with all the renovations. So definitely coffee in the hub is my favorite.
Yeah. Although like the coffee in the hub, the timings aren't as good. This is when they don't open as much. So then you go to 7 grams. So I would say like 50-50.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Shria. That was a really good chat about your grad life. And we'll end this segment. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. See ya. Bye.
See ya. Bye.